Welcome back to Quarterlights, the brochure channel. Today is the final episode of the adventure series with Tintin and the 2CV6. The final one is called The Adventures of the 2CV6 and The Haunted Cave. So this particular brochure we're looking at today is dated the 30th of April 1989. What's significant about this particular brochure, you ask? Well, actually production has actually ended in France by this stage, so the cars in this brochure wouldn't have even been French built 2CV6s, they're now built in Portugal. The French factory is so out of date by this stage, stopped building them on the 25th of February 1988. And of course, we're getting to the end of 2CV6 total production anyway. Some say the Portugal built 2CV6s weren't as well built and more prone to corrosion. But I think Citroen's official line were they're actually better built because they're in a newer factory. I don't know which side of the fence you would sit on that particular argument. Production of the 2CV6, yes, coming to the end, that actually ended on the 27th of July 1990. So let's have a look at this brochure and see what we can see. Again, a really lovely front cover, isn't it? Showing Tintin as always, and in this case a 2CV6 special in red. Incidentally, just thinking about it, it actually came with like a winter cover you could actually put over this grille for winter driving. It just kind of like pushed onto here with less vent space. Just an interesting little fact. Anyway, let's open up this brochure. And you can see it's more of this cartoon style brochure. Talking about Tintin on his adventures with also fun facts about the 2CV6 as we go along. So let's have a look at that now. And so the story begins. Captain Haddock has discovered his uncle's old treasure map. We'll take the 2CV. We'll need a reliable way to get around. Looks like a pretty big island. A volcanic island, probably earthquakes too, I shouldn't wonder. All the provisions are packed into the 2CV, but their arrival doesn't go unnoticed. The map says we have to go through Death Valley. Sounds like a cheerful place. Fortunately, it is so economical too. There aren't many petrol stations around here. Blistering barnacles, it's so hot. Good thing the 2CV is air cooled and can't boil over. So like I say, a little bit of facts about the 2CV and how wonderful it is are shown throughout the cartoon. It's really steep, and those bends, yes, but the 2CV sticks to the road like a limpet. Thank goodness for front wheel drive. I say thank goodness for its unique suspension. Suffering savages, let's get out of here fast. The 2CV soon shows a welcome turn of speed. And the story continues on the next page, but let's just have a quick look at the wording on the side. It's kind of like more little facts about the 2CV. Here's talking about how economical and reliable it is. Over 40 years old design by this stage. Parts are easy to replace. And of course, it's great design and style. Here it says you'll like the things you don't get. Talk about being an air-cooled engine, so no need for a water pump, etc. Telling how economical and efficient the engine is. only 29 brake horsepower, 602cc, flat twin air cooled. Amazing in 89 there's still a vehicle being sold with only 29 horsepower, but there we go, the sort of uniqueness of the 2CV. And big on space, showing that you can still fit 5 people in there, so kind of a bit larger than some of the small cars at the time. The next page, the continuation of the story. Now we'll give them the slip. I wouldn't bet on it. Crash. A sudden earth tremor sends rocks crashing, blocking their path. No problem for the 2CV's brakes. Grey, whoa. The captain gallantly prepares to defend himself with the 2CV's wheel brace, which also doubles as a starting handle if needed. We've seen this in the other cartoons and the other episodes. This wheel brace always popping out. Amazing that there is a starting handle still being sold in a late 80s car, but strange how often this wheel brace comes out in the cartoons. He's spotted by the natives, who immediately prostrate themselves before him. El Hadiko, El Hadiko, or El Hadoko maybe. Look, that's my uncle, and they think that you're him. He must have been very popular. If I can manage to understand what my left and my right is, I might actually get up there. Oh, there we go. The natives agree to take them to where the treasure lies, the place they called the Haunted Cave, and off they go with the natives in this lovely 2CV special. Again, there is some words on the side which we'll briefly look at. Ready for the summer. This nice opening roof as standard. And also the fun fact that you can actually remove the seats and use them as sort of like deck chairs, which is an unusual feature. Takes ups and downs in its stride. Well, that now famous and wonderful 2CV super soft suspension, originally designed for taking peasants over a ploughed field while carrying eggs, is still being used to good use and still amazing even now. It goes on to talk about the tyres, which can last up to 40,000 miles. Safe and sure, bit of a controversial one, this one. The word 2CV6 and safety has never been two words very often used together, but still it's kind of like promoting how safe the car is anyway. On the next page, the story continues. As they near the haunted cave, the ground trembles once again, and an eerie voice cries out from within. Flee! The spirits are angry! Marauding mollusks! Hand off my treasure! Marauding mollusks? The 2CV's brilliant headlamps reveal the treasure of Captain Haddock's uncle and his parrot. Squawk! Come on, spooks don't like the light. With a terrifying rumble, the ground opens, swallowing up the treasure chest. As falling rocks seal the cave forever, the 602cc engine reverses the 2CV swiftly out of trouble. Thinking that he's found his long-lost master, the parrot flies after them. Believing the treasure has appeased the spirits in the cave, the chief bids them go in peace. Peace? When this perishing parrot won't leave me alone? I think he likes you. And then finally ending with this little bit of an image of Tintin and his dog and a pair of 2CV6s. Again, there's a few little bits of information, how comfortable the car is. It says, although by nature the 2CV6 is very functional, it's certainly not at the expense of comfort. Just look at the seating on the Charleston. There are cloth padded seats front and rear. It mentions the Charleston on here, but never really talks about it or mentions it other than this particular passage, very strangely. Trouble free, you can remove the panels very easily. And then it talks about the two models. Again, like I say, it doesn't mention the Charleston. It's kind of been replaced by the Dolly here, it looks. The 2CV Special, the same as before, the base model. And the Dolly now is here. We mentioned the Dolly briefly at the end of the last episode. Originally it came as a special edition, became so popular that it now was part of the range, and it was based on the Special. So not quite as high spec as a Charleston, but still a similar idea of being a very colourful two-tone car. The Dolly, as it says, comes in a special two-tone paint finish and is available in 2 colour combinations. In a world of oblong headlamps, Dolly's round ones give it an extra touch of originality. Often talking about the oblong headlamps being a terrible thing. Of course, oblong headlamps were ones on 2CVs, but nevertheless, it really hates them according to this particular brochure and indeed the previous brochures. There is a colour matched sunroof easily operated from inside that instantly allows you to savour the joys of open air convertible driving. Of course, that rollback sunroof, or almost convertible, was also available on the Special as well. Doesn't mention what the 2 colour combinations are. Of course, we can see here red and white was certainly one of them. I'm not sure what the other one was. Was it green and white? If you know, mention that in the comments, because it certainly doesn't tell you what the 2 available ones were available in 1989, and they changed them so often. And they had special ones and ones that had limited runs, so I'm not sure what the other one is on this particular model year. The back page we'll briefly go over. It's still got that 602cc engine, and like I say, it's only mentioning the Dolly and the Special. Strange that it mentioned the Charleston briefly on the other page. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm not sure the Charleston was even available at this stage, but there we go. So we've seen this page before on previous brochures, so we won't go into too much detail, but we will look at the available options and standard equipment. 2CV6 Special and the 2CV Dolly, very similar because the Dolly was really just based on the Special. The Charleston was always a higher model than the Special. So you can see most equipment is the same on both models. The exception, the Dolly's got a courtesy mirror behind the sun visor. Adjustable front sun visors, only 1 on the Special, 2 on the Dolly. Interior courtesy light only available on the Dolly. And the rest is the same according to this brochure. And then finally, we've got a little bit about the dimensions. It does show the date on here somewhere, down here somewhere, the 30th of April 1989, which is this brochure. It's a UK brochure, as you can see. It mentions Slough and GB, and that is the Citroen badge that was being used at this time. So there we go, that has come to the end of the 2CV6, Tintin, Citroen and the Adventures of series, with these 4 great brochures produced to sell such a wonderful car. I did have a 2CV6 like I mentioned. It was a Special, it was in blue, and it was my first car, so I've got great memories of this very sort of wacky vehicle that was really fantastic in so many ways and absolutely terrible in other ways, which all added to the character really. So thank you for watching this series. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've done. I really love these brochures, so I enjoyed going through them with you. So please do subscribe if you have done, and like and comment and all that good stuff. It's all free. But for now, we'll say take care and goodbye.